Welcome to Backyard Plinking. My name is Charles. I'll be your host as we go through and explore everything BB and pellet related, from air pistols to air rifles, targets, and ammo. I had a subscriber ask a question in the comments about blowback action. You know, I think he had the 40 XP and he was like, "Doesn't really seem like the slide does anything." Well, this particular case, not really, but there are some that do. Some have multiple functions. It just kind of depends. So, sorry, I forgot what your name was. Lois says I got short-term memory. What was I saying? Yeah, whatever. Anyway, I got 4 that are here on the table that I think are going to show the biggest contrast about a blowback side. What does it actually do, if they do anything? The first thing is to actually understand how these things are getting the BBs in. Pellets are a little different story, but we got one here. We're going to look at that too. Understand, how does the thing actually load? I mean, how's it actually getting in there? M92A1. I'm going to use this one because it's easier to show what's going on. Bifocals on. Alright. Oop. There you go. The small bar right there. That's the air jet. That's a small bar. Now, what happens is when this thing comes forward, that small bar right there comes in contact with the magazine. It forces around up through a ramp, basically, into the barrel. Jet blows the air out, and all this happens really quick. Even if it's a different type, like the XP40, that little piece that I was showing you is not located in the same place. However, a little divot right there, so when it comes by and strikes the divot, it releases a BB. Of course, in this case, 3 of them went flying, but if you're inside of a contained space, there's only enough room for 1 at a time. So it goes through. So as soon as that passes, it's locked back into place. Same thing with that one. Goes through. There's a small, I guess you could call it a follower. Hits that, forces into a ramp, jet blows it out. Pellets, on the other hand, most of the time we use a rotary magazine. So this thing spins with every fire. The pellets always stay in the magazine. The air forces them out. Okay? Now we got that part. The slide. The 40 XP, basically, all it's doing, when it gets through, it'll lock into place and let you know, last round. That's it. I'm done. Alright? So there's not a whole lot of other stuff that's going on besides the fact that, you know, there's a little jerk to it. It kind of gives you a more of a realistic feel, which is what a lot of people are using now for trainers, instead of firing high-dollar ammunition. That's what a lot of this stuff is about. Alright, Walther CP99. This one, on the other hand, look in the back. See, it's just a blank hole. This one will not fire. See the red? Decock. this one will not fire until you rack the slide the first time. Once again, it's back into the same thing about being a great trainer because of the realism. So not only does this one have to be pulled back once to set the first round, also last round locks open, just like a modern firearm, okay? Camo. This is the P25. This is the one that holds the pellets. So, every time the slide comes back, it resets the hammer. Don't forget, this one can be single action or double action. Once you fire it the first time in single, it's going to reset the hammer every time. But not only does that slide coming back do that, it rotates a mechanical device which rotates the magazine. So it makes, there's 8 rounds in here. After 8 revolutions, that's it. It's empty. But it has to turn the magazine every time. So it does that with a mechanical assist every time the slide comes back. So not only does it reset the hammer, lock open on the last round, it also has to adjust and rotate the magazine to get the next round up. M92A1. There's actually a lot of stuff going on in here with this one. So, every time the slide comes back with this one, and let me see if I can get it part of the way here where I can see what I'm doing. See that cover chamber? And then it opens up. Alright. There's the same type of chamber on the XP, but it doesn't move. It's always there. Get this one unloaded here. Same thing. This is the Walther. But because this one runs in full auto, it has to get everything out of the way. So it's got that little collapsible chamber. So every time the slide comes back, not only does it open the chamber, resets the hammer, lets another round come up, that little pin that we were looking at forces the next round into play, and closes. So as far as the blowback goes, yeah, some of them basically do nothing except for looks and the feel of realism. Some of them, some of them do a lot. It just kind of depends. Hope I at least kind of halfway answered your question. But there's a lot of different stuff that's out there as far as like the blowback, and different companies keep kind of progressing and making some changes. So to make a note to myself, we'll go through and look at some different stuff. Maybe we'll come back and revisit this and try to keep you up to speed, so to speak. Anyway, till next time, my name is Charles. It's been Backyard Plinking. I got all these things out here, I might as well make an afternoon of it.